2006 Mazda RX-8 Shinka Edition. Modifications include Bilstein shocks with custom rating springs, 17x9 NK RPF1 wrapped in Dunlop Z2 255/40/17 tires, Hawk HP Plus brake pads, Race Route High Flow Cat and Kobo seat. SCCA Solo Class is STX and NASA X Class C.
So that was the RX-8. That was my RX-8.
RX-8.
Yeah, Rotary Experiment 8.
I loved it.
That's a
I
shocker.
love rotary.
That's a
Yeah.
shocker.
Yeah, so, if nothing else, it's got rotary going.
I wrote it down like very smooth and true to the input. When I steer, it's very direct input and yeah, just love it.
I agree, especially with the steering. I don't know if I've given this descriptor to any other car about a specific characteristic, but best turn-in steering response of the group is my first positive. I don't know if I put best on any other one car to describe something does well, but I thought it had best steering response, best turn-in of the cars we've tested thus far.
The first thing I wrote about the steering was that it was communicative, in that you could turn the wheel. If you turn the wheel too far, you could feel it in the front tires, and you can dial it back out. But it also, the steering ratio is great. Even the steering wheel feels nice in your hand, and the way yours, when you get on the throttle, I mean, you can put it at a fair slip angle and just kind of steer into it and stay on the throttle, and it just powers right out. I mean, very nice.
So I have another best, 2 in a row.
Oh.
Wow.
Second, best brake pedal feel of the group. I thought I had the best braking feel of the group.
I put great braking as well.
Top of the pedal. Now this is totally preferential.
Yeah.
I thought all three cars we tested previously, they all got the job done. But this one, I liked the feel. It was most race car like.
Yeah.
Most immediate when you get into the pedal.
Right.
And it had good initial bite, just like the turn-in. Good initial turn-in, good initial bite.
My favorite thing about the car, which always has been and still always is, other than that it's a rotary, is it rotates so well off throttle. If you just come into a turn and lift it, just like right on its yaw axis, just like tilts and like goes like around things. Nothing that I've ever driven has been quite as good as that, as far as doing that exactly that way. That's the one thing that I take away from it, that I'm like, well, it does that really, really, really well.
Very well balanced.
Yeah, everything else I feel like I'm constantly fighting on that.
Maybe just a little bit too oversteery for my taste.
It
Was it?
Yeah, it was. That was actually one of my negatives.
I would agree.
Bit loose on corner exit.
Yes.
I was loving it.
Well, what I don't love is, I'll touch on my third negative, torque. What torque?
Yeah.
There's no torque, so why can't I put the power down? It's not that torquey, so that's the only thing. I would like it to put the power down a little bit better, because it handles so well that you want to keep the momentum up, and you want to use what little power you have in comparison to some of the other cars in the class.
This is like my life, basically, because that's pretty much like, every time I exit out of a corner and I know the thing doesn't make any real power, and then if it ever slips and wiggles, I'm like, why is that happening?
Yeah, rotary, it doesn't have much torque, but for this particular course, I felt it was like almost a perfect match. Like power band and everything, it just really, it has enough power, not too much. Well, I don't need much power.
Yeah.
But,
It wasn't too much power. Clearly, it's not enough. If it's not too much for him,
It's not enough.
yeah, maybe that's right for everyone.
It's about 100 horsepower.
Yeah, but it's really smooth acceleration, so I could confidently like start pressing gas on exit of corner. I didn't really feel that looseness, that just right smooth, how to say, the gradual transition from turning to straight. This power band matched so well. Almost every single corner except one, really, the last tight corner.
Yeah, going
I
up the hill.
did feel, it kind of pushes a little bit, and then it doesn't have enough power to pull out from the corner. But everywhere else, I felt like it was a really good match.
That's a driving style thing
Yeah.
too, I think, to a point.
Yeah.
I felt like they about the same exit grip on the rear, the M3 and the RX-8. I felt like I was about the same, maybe a little more slip angle in the RX-8, but I didn't feel like I was losing any time because of it.
And you're a good you're a good measuring stick because you're kind of impartial. You don't have much time to either of these cars.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
I feel like mine is better suited for that. He might feel like Nathan's is better suited because he had an RX-8, so kind of driving style what you're used to.
Right.
At the same time, I felt like it's really similar to Miata behavior-wise. Like my Miata, the green Miata.
The watermelon?
Yeah. Your car is just faster. Just straight, like, pure upgrade from what I had.
Just infuse some race car into your Miata, take your Miata, throw in some race car, and
just make it faster.
Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
More
Pixie dust,
everything.
and we're good to go.
More tire, more brakes, more power, more weight.
More weight.
Hey, we didn't even cover what it is.
We did.
Shinka.
Oh yes, it's a Shinka edition.
With moonroof.
Yes, with
Right.
Oh, why
I
do
think
you have
it
this?
was.
It's so high up, the weight, it's right up there. Why would you do
This
that?
is me driving the car.
Yeah, the problem is that the weight's sit down. But it's I think it was I can't remember the last time we had it weighed, but it's right around 3,000 pounds, which
Really?
is pretty stinking.
That much?
Yeah. Pretty
Really?
stinking.
In that trim?
Yes.
With your Corbeau seats?
Yes.
That's
It's
shocking.
a portly little car.
Can we talk
Sounds
about
about
those,
right.
Colin?
Oh, yeah? Well, that's on my
Yeah.
negative. Are we on negatives?
It's, well, we are now.
Yeah.
The seats are not bad.
What?
The fact that
The
you...
heck they aren't.
What?
They're not horrible as far as holding you in. My problem is that I can't sit close enough. You thought you couldn't sit close enough in the M3? I feel like you in his car. I'm like, why? And again, that's...
Yeah.
Was it worse?
Surprisingly.
The RX-8?
Yeah, seriously, yeah, it was.
Oh.
Well,
Okay.
I was sitting really front tip of that seat, so I couldn't get to use any of bolster.
He's like
See, that's why you don't like
It's like a
that's why you don't
little
like the
kid driving
seat.
his
We need
favorite
more
car.
pillows.
I hated it.
That's why you think the seat doesn't support you, because you
Well,
can't sit within the bolstering.
Here's another thing. The lap pad or whatever, the bottom of your legs like forces your leg up so that it makes it harder to reach the pedals.
Yeah.
I noticed that. I mean, I've got fairly long legs and arms. I'm not much torso, and it was actually that was my first big bad. It's all in caps. The seating and the belt. That was just super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The belt was in the wrong place because it doesn't go through the holes.
Right.
So it's like it wants to sit up on your gut, which is not good at all.
Yeah, no, that's one of the biggest drawbacks other than the seats is the fact that the moonroof impedes. Because I've been in RX-8s that don't have a moonroof and there's a decent amount of headroom, but the moonroof impedes so far into the cabin that, like, with a helmet on, it's extremely difficult.
Crunched. A lot of cars. A moonroof, it takes up a lot of room, and it adds weight to the top of the car.
Yes, it
But as
does.
far
If you're
as
gonna make a race car, don't pick one with a moonroof.
No, do not.
If you're,
So I'm going to mention the ridiculous exhaust, which probably doesn't show
that's a good.
Probably
It is.
doesn't show up. Probably
I
doesn't
did
show
right.
up on the video
It is.
accurately. I don't.
Oh, it
I don't
will
know.
more than the others.
Oh, yes.
Well, like a lot of video titles. I'm not sure that it's going to really capture exactly how that car is.
This is definitely subjective, but I put it makes race car noises. I like it.
It is obnoxious.
I like it.
And
I love it.
When you're at an
I love
autocross, when you're at an autocross, you want to be obnoxious. You want to feel like you're in a race car. It does that. When
As
you're
long as
on
it
the
don't kick you
street,
out.
you say why.
Right.
When you're
yeah.
getting smoked by the V6 Camry at the stoplight and you have that sound exhaust, you're upset.
Ooh, that would happen.
It would happen,
As
unfortunately.
long
But
as it's a
that's-
newer Camry.
But when you're taking a turn, coming off the corner, you got that slip angle, you're feeding the
Yeah.
throttle, and you feel that you hear that noise. That's awesome.
You know, autocross events or those test and tune, anything like race events, that sounds perfectly fine. Probably it's illegal.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
Probably
has
is that
sound.
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some turn
But-
downs.
It has a turn down.
It has a turn down?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does so little torque make so much noise?
Because magic Doritos.
Yeah.
It's
Magic
the-
spinning Doritos.
The thing that sucks the
Okay,
most is
okay.
it sounds terrible below like 4,000 RPM. It sounds like
Yeah.
sick and
It
like
does.
it's angry and it hates everything.
And that continues up to 9,000 RPM.
I'm still sick!
Well, I felt your car is like pretty much what I want for autocross car. Like,
Which is
I
why you
wouldn't
got
say
rid of
that-
your RX-8.
I wouldn't say dream machine.
Hey, I love an RX-8. I'm gonna get rid of mine.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not like dream machine, but it's up there. Like
Yeah.
all the balance, all the power I needed or I can handle.
Right.
It's just really well built car.
And anymore these days, they're cheap.
It is.
Real
You,
cheap.
you've
Yeah.
done well putting that one together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a complete package.
Why did I sell my car?
I don't know.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Because you rally crossed it and then you ruined it.
It's already sold. It's not like
that guy's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, too
Whoever's
late.
got it now. It's too late now.
they'll figure it out when they find
Yeah.
mud in the back seat.
Oh, I watched it, right?
Wankle out!